of all, I actually want to say a massive thank you to Jane and Diana for giving me the opportunity to speak today, because much like Charlotte Pridmore, this is actually one of my goals. And I'll tell you what, Charlotte, it is addictive. So just to give you a little bit of my own background, as Paul said, my name's Lucy Rodmell, and I'm going to have to move. I don't do the lectern thing very well. It must be the personal trainer in me. So just to give you a little bit of my own background, actually I'm going to rewind a couple of years before I started my forever business, because actually I used to sell beer for a living. And you might be thinking, well, why did you come out of sales selling beer? Sounds like a dream job. I don't know, it's probably just the guys that maybe think that. But in the corporate world, in sales and marketing, I was driving up and down the length and the breadth of the country. I never had any time. I was never at home, and I had lots and lots of stress. So I did what a lot of people, I think, have done previously, and that is get into a much more vocational career, and I decided to set up my own business as a personal trainer. And that's really how Forever found me. And 8.5 years ago, good fortune came my way when a really good friend of mine, actually a client of mine, got in touch with me about Forever. And at the time, I was loving my personal training business, but I'd started a family. I had a son, he was 1, I was expecting my second, and I just really wanted an extra couple of £100 a month because there was never any money left at the end of the month. And I was really happy doing that for a couple of years, but you know, the thing with personal training, it isn't really a career, and I guess I was frustrated. I missed the challenge, but also we just didn't have enough money. There was never enough money left at the end of the month. And I was sick to death of constantly juggling and moving money around. And I was also actually sick to death of saying I was going to get to manager and never doing it. And you know, the thing is that I was saying I was going to get to manager because I desperately needed that extra £1,000 a month, but there was never a plan, or there was kind of like a wishy-washy plan, and there was no commitment to working any kind of manager plan. So I was fortunate enough, my sponsor was very wise, because not only was she around to help me, but she knew another amazing lady called Diana Page. And she budded me up with Diana as well. And one of the conditions that I had to be working with Diana was that I would work a 7-day plan. And I can tell you what, begrudgingly, is the polite way of putting it, of how I felt about working a 7-day plan. I was thinking, do my 7-day plan on a Sunday night. That's like my rest time, and send it to you. But you know, there's some people that you just don't say no to, and Diana was one of those. So working a set plan within 6 months, consistently, just putting in 15, 20 hours a week. I was still personal training about 35 hours a week. The kids were both under 3. But in 6 months, I took my bonus check from about £150 to £1,314, and I went manager. And life is, thank you very much. Hang on. Life is very different today. Now, I haven't had overnight success. I haven't been the fastest. I probably haven't been the slowest either. But really, I put my success down to the consistency and planning. And I'm not perfect either, I guess I would say. But you know, I've gone on to achieve all sorts of things. I'm a senior Eagle manager, chairman's bonus qualifier. You just heard from my +1s, Michelle and James Stonehill. I'm so proud of them. And to see them, it's quite surreal. I just said to Jane, it's so surreal to think of them now and what they were like. They're an amazing couple. So a chairman's bonus qualifies 3 times over. I'm on the Forever to Drive Level 3 program. You can see one of the loves of my life up on stage. No, it's not me, I don't love myself, but my beautiful WRX STI that I would never have been able to afford if I was a personal trainer. We've travelled the world with the company. My kids are now 8 and almost 10. And they've been right around the world, and it all started off in Hawaii. And my daughter Amelia said to me yesterday, I still remember Hawaii. So I've created some great memories. And also 100 Club Level 5. But sort of more maybe above that, kind of the other things that it's given us is time. 18 months ago, Charles, my husband, was able to give up his full-time job. He had a 14-year career in IBM, so now you know, the kids just know mum and dad at home. I get to go to the gym whenever I like, which is just brilliant. I get to work with amazing people. And I'm just about to be a very proud owner of another very strong, fast, powerful vehicle, and that's a brand new Husky, well, 11-month-old Husky that arrives on Friday. So the life is very, very different. But I'll tell you what changed. So really what's helped me is working this 7-day plan. And this photo just kind of made me chuckle, really. Is sometimes we start off with good intentions, but we don't really see the plan the whole way through. And coming up to summer, I'm sure most of us have booked some kind of summer holiday. And we just would not dream of deciding we're going to go on holiday, choosing a destination, let's say Dubai, I wonder where I got that idea from, and maybe not even doing any kind of plans to get there, just hoping that it would happen. We'd also not dream of setting our holiday to Dubai, getting the flights and the hotel, maybe some life insurance. We'd probably put loads of effort into deciding what we're going to wear, but then rocking up at the airport and having forgotten our passports. Or maybe our passport's out of date, which is my biggest fear when it goes on holiday. I think I check about 3 or 4 times. So you can see it's important to think your plan the whole way through. And the sad thing is most of us plan our holidays in much more detail than we plan our business. So one of the important things is that you link your plan to your goal. So you've got your big goal, your big why, and Jane took us through a session yesterday on goal setting. And then I think to make it easier to focus, it's bringing that right back to what do you want to achieve in the next 90 days. It could be a PIM position, it could be a headcount growth, number of people in the team, it could be case credit growth or an income goal, but something just for 90 days. And then from that 90 days, what is it that you need to achieve this month to get to that 90-day goal? And we commonly know that as our volume map. So all your 7-day plan is your weekly to-do list. What do you need to do this week to make the things that you put on your volume map happen so then you can achieve your monthly goal and then your 90-day goal and working towards your bigger goal? So let's take a look at it in a little bit more detail. It's really simple. So we're going through the new First Steps to Manager manual, and in there's a 7-day plan. I think it was Nikki Liggins talked about that you're going to run out of sheets where you can print more of these off as well, the 7-day plan. And so what you need to do is you've got your volume map, and so on there we've got our retail plan, and then we've got our prospecting plan, although the plan on here is simply just speaking to 3 to 5 people a day. So with the retail, you've got personal launch. We're going to do 3 launches this month. We're going to sell between 1 and 3 C9s, 4 pup packs going out, new distributor pack show to 7 people, and you've got the case credits, the pride and the high adding up here. So we're going to retail 4 case credits worst case, and then 8.5 best. And then for our recruiting, our plan is that we want to recruit 3 to 6 people this month. Now I'd say if you're working really part-time, 3 calls a day. But we all know 5 calls a day is achievable if we plan it, even if you're working full-time. And if you want to move faster, then 10 calls a day. And with that in mind, then you'll be able to recruit 3 to 6 people. So you know your monthly goal is between 7 and 14.5. So what's really important is the stuff that you've put in the volume map, the plan, has to go into the activity that you do each week, so that you're not just busy doing activity, but not actually doing the right activity that's going to get you where you want to be. So if we can start, I think, with the recruiting. And again, Nicola Liggins did a fantastic slot on building your list. So we're going to have a list of 300 to 1,000 plus names. You just lift off the next group of people from your list, and you're just going to write them down on your 7-day plan. And what this will do is this is going to save you some time. Because if you don't have the names written down and the contact numbers or the way you're going to contact them, what you end up doing is in your forever time, you're scrabbling around thinking, who can I call? And then anything like me, and I do this sometimes, and I give myself a kick up the backside, is I'll look through the list and maybe start talking myself out of talking to most of them. So if you take the names off the list and put it on your 7-day plan, then when you go to make the phone calls, then the list is already there. And what I did when I was working towards manager is I'd do my 7-day plan, begrudgingly, on a Sunday night. And then every morning, I get the kids their breakfast, and then while they're sort of sitting around chilling, watching CBeebies, I'd do my profiling. So when I had my little pockets of time during the week, then I had my profile sheet ready to go. I knew who I was going to call. The other thing you need to do, like it says on the screen, it says it down here, so I keep pointing down here, 30 to 50 names. Now don't fall over in shock if you're thinking, well, she said I could just make 25 calls a week. I don't know, anybody else where you pick up the phone, you make some prospecting calls, the first 3 people you can't get hold of, the second 2 go straight to voicemail, the next one, the number doesn't work anymore. So you need to over-plan. Because again, if you don't have enough names, what you'll end up doing is caning through the 15 that you've got on the list, and I've got nobody to call now, and then you're wasting time again scrabbling around. Now, there's only about 25 lines on there, so all I do is turn the page over, write the rest of the names on the back, and there is nothing quite like ticking them off as you've made those calls. So what goes in this next section? Well, this is what I put in the next section, is I put my retailing activity and then some of my other prospecting activity as well. So this bit needs to needs to be taken from the volume map. So if you're going to book 3 launches, you need to know when those launches are, but also you need to know who you want to invite. It's not enough just to put, invite 10 people to my launch. You want to write down the names of the people that you're going to invite. And again, a big long list so that you can get enough people there in the room. And I wrote that list on the back of my 7-day plan as well. Same with the pup drops. Who's the pup going out to this week? Who do you need to contact next week? It's not enough just to put 1 pup drop this week, 2 pup drops, phone a few customers. So you're going to phone your repeat customers. So here I'm going to phone David and Sally about the drinking gel, or maybe they're new customers. If you're going to book some tabletops, if that's on your retail plan, then you need to put that on your 7-day plan. So anything that drops under retailing that's in the volume app goes on that top bit. And then that's where I put my cold market prospecting. So it could be leaflets through doors, contact marketing. It could be your Facebook strategy or a social media strategy. And that goes on there as well. And actually, I link this with my diary. So I have those slots in my diary. And sort of like chunk it out. Wednesday, 1 till 2, contact marketing. Friday morning, 10 till 12, tabletop at the gym. So actually, what you'll find as you go through your week is there's far too much stuff almost for the 7-day plan. So you're going to probably end up, like I do, having a daily to-do list. So at the end of every day, you write down the next 5, 10 prospects you need to call, the next people you need to follow up from those calls you've made, the customers that you need to speak to, the team members you need to speak to. So you've almost got 3 documents: 7-day plan, daily to-do list, and your diary as well. So at the bottom, this is where I fill in any training I'm going to, but also where I want to catch up with the team. And again, some of those team planning sessions are going to be in the diary anyway. But if there's some key people I just want to catch up with, or I know I need to do 4CC recognitions this week, any other planning sessions that I need to book in, that goes on my 7-day plan as well. And so I almost have like a little review on a Sunday night, looking at what needs to happen this week. And as we heard right back at the beginning from Lisa, mindset and training is really, really important. So that goes on your 7-day plan as well. We do 4 things in this business. We use the products. Probably don't need to plan brushing your teeth and washing your hair, I guess. But you might need to. We share the products with people. We share the opportunity and build a team, and we coach others to do the same. So those 3 of them, I said you don't need to plan your showers. They go on there. But also the 5th one is wrapped in personal development as well. And leaders are readers, and I like to also say learners are earners as well. So booking your Success Day tickets, read, what books are you reading, what audio is going into the car this week. So that's all going to go on there as well. So there we go. The complete 7-day plan. And as I say, you'll probably end up adding to it. So here's a question. Which plan do you follow? I think I've followed all these plans at some point in my forever career. So the first plan is the no plan. So if you've got a goal, but there's not actually a plan behind it, that's what I would call the hope plan. I can't remember who said it at the last Success Day. Hope is not a strategy. I love that phrase. You want to write it down. Hope is not a strategy. So you definitely need a plan. But probably this one is the more common one I would say we maybe fall into, where we have a plan, but we don't actually take any action. And that was me before I got the hang of this manager plan, is that I would write my plan and do my volume map, and I'd have the case credits, and then I'd get to the end of the month and wonder why the case credits at the end of the month didn't match the case credits I thought I was going to do at the beginning of the month. It's because I'd had the kind of plan, but I wasn't doing the activity. And I guess the other one is that you end up doing, if you don't follow the plan, you're doing the wrong activity. So both of those, I'm going to call, just for today, I'm going to call that the stupidity plan. I've been there, done that. Anyone else? You don't have to raise your hands. The first one is the plan, taking action, but you blindly keep on going. And I see this far too often. So we have a plan, and we're putting in the activity, we're making all the calls, we're speaking to customers, doing our pup drops, but we're just not getting the results. So let's say you book 3 launches, and for your 3 launches, nobody turns up. And you think, oh, they just said if I keep going, I'll book more launches. And so you do another 3 launches, and nobody turns up. Maybe you should look at why nobody turned up. Maybe you should take responsibility and look at how you're inviting. How many you're inviting, what notice you're giving people. Or with your recruiting, making all these phone calls. Let's say you've made 25 phone calls one week. Nobody's taken any information. Nobody said, yeah, I'll meet you for a coffee, or I'll look at a clip. And you think, oh, it's okay, because my sponsor said, just keep going, keep going. So you keep going, but you haven't looked at why you're not getting the results. That is what I call a head in the sand plan. You kind of stick your head in the sand and just think, well, if I just keep going, I'll get a different result. But I'm guessing what you'd really like to see is the success plan. Anybody fancy seeing that? Good. You've probably heard it before. Plan, do, but here's the bit, review. So you set your goal. And then you've got your plan in place. So you've got your volume map and you've got your 7-day plan. You take massive action, and then you look at what you're doing. So let's say with those launches now, you do the first launch, nobody turns up, and then you think, okay, what can I do differently next time? And you ask your sponsor, say, who's really good at launches in my team, the wider team? And you go and have a chat with them, or you go and look on some of the training online. And so you do it slightly differently, and you keep going. And let's say your launches get better, and you keep going, but now you're not getting the results with the calls, the prospecting calls. You think, right, okay, what do I need to do differently? You read a few books, you ask the sponsor for help, you take responsibility, and you course correct. And then you take more action, and you just keep going until you get success. But here's the thing, it's about course correcting, not changing direction. And so what a lot of us do is we take massive action, not getting the results, and then we look over here and go, ooh, that looks interesting. This group's getting really good results. Let me go and try this. And then we start walking off this way and taking massive action, and then we're still not getting the results. So we go, okay, now this looks like they're getting much better results over here. I'm going to follow this training. I remember seeing this at a success day. This is what I need to do. Somebody said that one thing. I should follow that plan. And we don't course correct. We completely change direction. And we spend so much time going sideways that we never end up going forwards. So it is just course correcting, like an aeroplane, going from New York to the UK. They just have to keep course correcting to stay on track. However, here's the thing. I know after this weekend, this whole weekend of amazing training that we've had, you're going to go away fired up, really excited, got loads of ideas. You could, really hone it down to the key things that you need to do, and one of those is going to be your 7-day plan. And so tonight, you get home all excited, you're on a stonking 7-day plan, and you have an amazing week. And then next Sunday, you do the same thing again. You're still really excited, you're really pumped. Stonking 7-day plan, amazing week. And then the next plan, you think, oh, this is easy. And so you don't put quite so much time and effort into your 7-day plan. Just have a good week. You're busy, really busy, loads of activity going on. And the next week, you get a bit more complacent. Plan's not so good. I know what I'm doing now. I can just wing it. I can just kind of keep going. So the busier we get, the more complacent we can get. We start to wing it. We lose focus. We lose discipline. And it's the discipline of keep doing, working really hard and following the 7-day plan, week in, week out, until you've reached your goal. That's the bridge between goals and accomplishments. And it looks a bit like this. Okay. So you can choose, really, I guess, and it's the compound effect, which might not be new to a lot of people. It's those little decisions that you make day in, day out, week in, week out. That's the difference between huge success and no success. It's not the difference between whether you're quite successful or very successful. It can take you either one way or the other. And if I look at my own business, this is what's happened to me, really, because I went manager in 2009, and that was amazing. And the next year, I'd qualified as a 100 Club level 2, and I was having a really, really good year. And I don't know what happened. I'd lost focus. Things just weren't going my way. I had a bit of a paddy. And the next year, I had a really pants year. I didn't hit any of my goals. I wasn't working a 7-day plan. I was fed up. I was probably jealous. But I wasn't working any kind of plan at all. So in 2011, I didn't hit any of my goals. 2012, get the years right now, was the first year I did Eagle, I did car plan, I did Global Rally. What changed? My discipline and my planning. That's what changed. And I worked right the way up to the wire. And as it came closer and closer towards Global Rally, and it looked like it was possible, but only just, that's when I got really, really disciplined at working with the team, working a 7-day plan. The following year, 2013, the first year I did chairman's bonus. So I'm in Hawaii. I was very privileged to be able to sit down and have some time with Jane and Diana. And I just remember Jane saying, if you want to do chairman's bonus this year, Lucy, you need a manager as soon as you get back. Crikey, haven't got one. But I sat down with one of my team, Paola. Her goal was manager. She wanted to do Eagle. She wanted to be on £2,000 a month by the end of the year. And so what I did every single week is we went through her 7-day plan. She had to send it to me on a Sunday night. And then during the week, we'd use it to review. We'd go through her diary. So everything that was on the 7-day plan, we looked at her diary to see when it was actually happening. We went through it with a fine-tooth comb. So she went from something like around 20 case credits to 40 to 80, and we finished on just over 600 case credits by the end of the year and did our first year chairman's bonus. And that's how I work with my team now. All my key people have to send me their 7-day plan, or there's nothing to review. And it's not just about their 7-day plan. As their team grows, like Paola's team, as it grew, that's what we did with her team as well, is that every planning session, we'd go through the 7-day plan and the volume map. So you know exactly where all those case credits are coming from. It's like monkey see, monkey do, this business. So, I just thought it was quite funny, this quote. Only as Charlotte said, oh, it's really weird reading things off a screen. Oh, God, I've got to read something off a screen, and I agree, exactly the same. So, success is a bit like washboard abs. It's a habit, the daily practice of making small choices that add up in the end. It's about it's about doing what you said you'd do, even though nobody will notice, and knowing in your gut why that matters. But hey, this isn't really about getting washboard abs, is it? This is about you building a business and achieving huge success. And it's that 7-day plan that's going to help to show you what to do. It's going to help you stick to the activity. And it's that daily discipline. It's doing the activity that's going to make the cash register ring day in, day out. It's about doing the activity even when nobody else is watching. It's about doing the activity long after the feeling that you had at the beginning with all the excitement has left you. And I tell you what, if you can plan, do, and review, if you can be disciplined and do that activity day in, day out until you reach success, then you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. Thank you.